Hello! This is Space Dirt.
I'm Amaiguri.
This is my actual face. This is who I'm a person. I'm an actual person.
Wow, can you believe it?
I know, right?
I know, we all thought he was an AI.
We've come here today because we are going to talk about world building cuisine. And so in front of us, we have some ingredients that we're going to be utilizing in two respective dishes.
And if you want to see the dishes from my world, you have to go to my channel. If you want to see the dishes from Space Dirt's world, you have to go to his channel.
Yes.
Which you're on, presumably.
Yeah. This is not scripted, if you couldn't tell.
No, it's
know,
so
right?
scripted. There's the teleprompter right there.
Oh yeah, of course. And
What are we making today for you?
today we're going to be making a Kidich dish called alp, which comes from the word meaning to fry or saute. So we'll be using, right here we've got a cut of lamb leg. This will be cubed up and we're just gonna brown that in the pan for a little bit, build up a nice fond. Then we're going to put in some onions, brown those real nice. And then we're going to deglaze and make a little sauce out of what would be plum juice, but I don't have plum juice, so I'm going with prune juice because it's the closest. That will be served with a sort of flatbread made of rye, which is called yus. It tends to be eaten with every meal. Think sort of Ethiopian injera, that
Or
sort
like
of thing.
naan in Indian
Yes,
cuisine. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's the utensil food. Okay.
Yes, utensil food. So yeah, that'll be. It's pretty simple. Should hopefully go pretty quick.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's just jump right into it.
Yeah. Hello everyone, this is post-recording Space Dirt, just here with a quick little side note, since this is not the normal sort of content that I put out, so I just wanted to talk about what I usually make. Now normally I tend to make videos in this sort of slideshow style about conlangs, linguistics in general, or occasionally world building, and this video falls into that category. And when I make world building videos, they tend to be about the world of Runnu and its floating cities and the people that inhabit them. So today, despite me not being a chef in the slightest, let's make a dish from Runnu. Let's get cooking. While we're making the alp, the first thing we want to do is make the yudu spread. So with that, it's just super simple. So I'm going to use about a 2-to-1 ratio of flour to water, and we're using rye flour for this. Rye is the sort of staple grain of the Cade people. Last time I tried this at, when I was testing for this video, I made way too much. So this is about scant of a cup, so we're gonna do scant of half a cup of water. I'm going to knead this with my hands because I don't want to use my stand mixer. And then I also need to add some salt. I'll be adding about a teaspoon, but I'm going to eyeball it. That's probably fine.
Way more than a teaspoon for anyone who's trying to recreate this at home.
Yes. Well, I like salty things. So.
I also like salty things. I'm sure the Cade people do too.
Yes.
We all evolved to like salt.
Oh yeah, salt is great. That's good.
Okay.
Just fold that nice in there. So this is just a very simple bread. I could have gone more complex, but I'm also not a baker.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I'm sure the average...
Yeah, the average kid person also
have...
isn't a baker.
Yeah.
But at this point, this would be factory made.
Oh, okay, yeah.
At least normally. I mean, of course you can make it homemade. We still have homemade bread here, so this is also going to be a bit coarser. And the bread does taste sort of earthy-ish. There we go. And then we're just going to get a little ball. Like this. Flour my work surface. Just because I don't like sticky hands as much as I have a lot of stuff on my hands. And then I can probably take my handy bench scraper, take this, set this aside, use our rolling pin. There we go. Get that ideally into a spherical shape, but if not, you know, shapes are fun. What's your thought on an
I do like octagons, but I think that it's just too many sides, man.
It's a lot of sides.
It's a lot of sides.
What about heptagons?
That's
7 sides.
7?
Yeah.
That's fun.
Okay.
That's fun because it's not even.
Yeah. Because everyone knows pentagons, but as soon as you get to heptagons, whoa.
True.
It's all crazy. Look at that. Wonderful. Okay, now get another little pan. They take it's a very small amount to cook. You don't really want to use any oil, just sort of throw them on. I'm just going for the simple stuff right here.
Well, this is fine. We'll go.
Okay.
We do big.
So, I'm going to turn this back on, get some medium-high heat right here. Then while we wait for this one, I'm going to roll out the other one.
Alright. Oh, here, I'll clear the dishes.
Yes. It will be a little stickier and won't form quite as cohesive a ball for the same gluten reason. I think I mentioned that. I did mention that. But various rye breads tend to be the staple, and a meal really isn't a meal without a rye bread. So this specific one, as I've mentioned, is called rydis, and it basically just means bread in the Kiddush language. It's a similar situation to, I won't pronounce it right, but I believe roti in Hindi, where that technically just means bread, but due to contact with, other non-flatbreads, it's sort of semantically narrowed in that sense. This is sort of a similar situation where rydis can mean any sort of bread, but typically refers to unleavened rye bread, since that is what's most commonly seen. It's also a similar situation to, I think, khubz, I believe it's called, in Arabic. That tends to be that's the Arabic word for bread, but then there's, a bunch of different subtypes.
It's kind of like how the word for rice in Japanese is also just the word for meal now.
Yep.
Yeah.
What is that?
Gohan.
Gohan, yep. I was like, it's a Dragon Ball character, I know that. Because all the Dragon Ball characters are named after food.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna wait for that to heat up. So with this, I'm going to, I'm only gonna use half the onion for this. And for the purposes of, this sort of dish, I'm going to sort of chop it lengthwise like this. So then what you can do is if you go along the lines of the onion, and making it sort of thick, you get these nice slices. Just throw that down. So we're just gonna let this cook a little bit. It should bubble up. Should is the key word here.
Well, that is big.
That's a fat loaf.
Do you need a second plate?
I can use that one actually.
I will just move out of the way.
Would be.
Oh. I believe.
Yes. If you want to taste some of the bread on its own, you are more than welcome. It's
Oh, it's still very warm.
Yeah.
I'm a baby when it comes to temperature, so it was too
try
warm.
This one.
Okay.
So normally when eating, you just sort of rip a piece off, and then use that as a little grabby grab. Of course, we can also just eat it as is.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. That's right.
There's the camera, Bill. Look at the camera. The salt is nice. The salt is really nice. Yeah, the salt helps a lot. Mm-hmm.
Sticking is building up what's called a fond.
That's
So-
right. That's what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to be using some of this plum juice, or prune juice in this case, just a little bit. And then adding a splash of apple cider vinegar. And then we're going to use our tongs and scrape off those brown bits. Scrape off the fond. And so what this does too with pan sauces is it sort of lets the flavors mingle, right?
Mhm.
So that's something.
Now, I understand, like, with beef, you can, like, sear the outside but leave the inside pink, but with pork, you can't do that. Is that something you do with lamb?
Yes, you can do it with lamb.
Okay.
It's similar. It's like red meat, white meat sort of thing.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that was the
You can do it with
factor.
like duck. Duck is cooked normally like medium rare.
Oh.
And I'm gonna get some of this goat butter. This is lightly salted, but ideally you want unsalted butter, so then you can control the amount of salt in. So we're just balling over here. Okay. I don't think I'll put the full thing up here, but
That's fine. All right. Cool. Taste test time.
yep. So we're gonna rip off a little bit of this. Take some of this, soak up that sauce. I forgot the garlic. It's right here.
Oh, this is so sad.
I forgot the garlic. Okay.
We got this.
Okay. Okay. No, better. No. Well, taste test 2.5. So we get this. Grab a little bit. I'll grab some onion right here. That's much better. Yeah, you can definitely get little hints of the vinegar. The garlic is there, and it's very nice. It's still a bit more subtle than I would have liked, but
Salty?
subtle.
Subtle.
It's a bit more of a subtle sweetness than I would have liked, but
You wanted to be a little bit more in your
What?
face. I wonder if you could get that effect from using actual plums
I think so.
in the dish, probably.
I was thinking about that. However, plums are not in season right now.
That's makes sense. Yeah, that's fair.
Do they have specific fingers that they eat with, like in India?
I have not decided that yet. I'm gonna be honest here.
It's a little chewier than I was expecting.
Yeah.
That's really good.
It's
like,
not, yeah.
It's got. It does have that sort of zing there.
Yeah.
From the vinegar. But usually I don't really like sour things, but this is really good.
Well, that's good. Good to hear. We saved it. But yeah.
The garlic also does add a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not quite as tender as it would have been with a braise. So a braise can be like something similar to this, except it would cook for a lot longer. So you could say it wouldn't really be called Alp then.
If it was braised, it would not be called Alp.
No, because it's a different sort of technique in that case. We did the things. Yeah. Okay.
We need an outro for this video.
Alright, so that should be all. Of course, thank you all for watching. Big thanks to Amaiguri for all of her help and working with me on this project. If you have not already, definitely go watch her part of this collaboration on her channel and check out her channel in general. Lots of good world building stuff over there. And if you want to learn more about my side of things and the world of Runnu and conlangs and all that sort of stuff, I've got plenty of videos on that on my channel and don't intend on stopping anytime soon. Again, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And this is Space Dirt, signing off.